baseball here. Welcome to today's podcast, Lumberjack softball here on KOFE 1240, your home for Lumberjack sports. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you these broadcasts of Lumberjack sports. Now we're going to go ahead and head down to the softball field where Tim Parrish is waiting to give you the pregame show right here on KOFE. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the game. Go Lumberjack!
And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at City Park Fields as we get set for a single-header game for the Lumberjacks hosting the Loggers out of Potlatch, a game that, well, I kind of thought St. Mary's was going up to Timberlake today after talking to one of the baseball players yesterday. Got up today, was getting stuff going, and looked at the Facebook page for the high school and their daily announcements, and it said, hey, you've got Lumberjacks hosting Potlatch today at the City Park Field, and the boys on the road to Potlatch to play later this evening. And originally, my thoughts were that I was going to broadcast the boys at Potlatch this week, but I thought that game was a little bit later in the week, so we didn't have time to get things ready to go up to Potlatch for that game, but we will get this game on the air today for the girls. The boys and girls, I think, on Thursday scheduled to go up to Timberlake. And then on Saturday, it's going to be a league matchup over in Orofino. The plan is that we're going to try to make it up there and broadcast the girls softball doubleheader in Orofino. So that is just a quick look at our upcoming schedules. It's a okay day weather-wise here. It's not rained a whole lot. There's been a few sprinkles. It did rain overnight, but the field is in pretty good shape. We always brag about how much water this softball field seems to be able to take and how good it usually stays. And it's looking really good today. A little chilly this afternoon, about 52 degrees, partly cloudy. There is about a 70% chance of showers throughout the day. And looking at the hour-by-hour forecast, I think most of the afternoon it's about a 30% chance with partly cloudy skies. So we'll see. Hopefully the weather plays nice and Lumberjacks can get this game in and done with. So with that, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll have a little bit of a pregame. Not a lot of a pregame, but just a little bit. Give you a little preview of both of these two teams. And I've got the daily announcements here from the high school that kind of give the rest of this week's schedule. So we'll do all of that after a quick word from our sponsors.
With a P1FCU Ascend checking account, you get more than great dividends. Imagine having an entire branch in your pocket. Who needs a checkbook when you have a digital wallet? The only thing I check these days are my dividends. Access your account anytime, anywhere. Simplify your life and start earning more with Ascend checking. Get yours today at p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, your community, your credit union. Insured by MCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. Well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and served from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Other places make you pay extra for that, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les. Book your appointment at leschwab.com. Terms and conditions apply. See leschwab.com for details.
Yeah, we are back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack at the St. Mary City Park Fields. Lumberjack girls hosting the Potlatch Loggers. Let's see here. We've got, there's going to be a JV game today, I do believe, too. No, maybe not. I'm trying to see if that does. No, there is going to be JV today, softball at 5 o'clock. Again, taking on Potlatch here after the girls' game, varsity. The boys will be at Potlatch. You've got the JV boys playing at 4. And it says varsity playing at 6 p.m. Golf tomorrow, or no, on Thursday, golf will be at Mirror Lake Golf Course. Thursday, baseball at Timberlake and softball at Timberlake. JV, let's see here. Looks like JV is going to be hosting Timberlake here in St. Mary's for the boys for baseball. Those games 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock on Thursday as well. The girls at Timberlake for a doubleheader, and the JV girls will be here in St. Mary's for a doubleheader at 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Friday, track will be open invite in Moscow, and that'll be at noon, starting at noon. Saturday is baseball and softball at Orofino. Game scheduled for 12 and 2 for the boys, JV at 4. And the girls will be JV or varsity 12 and 2, and then JV at 4 o'clock as well. So that's kind of your upcoming schedule. For parents that may not know, if you're out there listening right now, the 2025 Senior Prom will be held May the 3rd, 8 to 12 p.m. at the Eagles Lodge. It's going to be, the theme is Arabian Night. So if you haven't heard yet, that is the prom. So let's go ahead and move on with our pregame. We're going to take a quick look at the Potlatch Loggers, coached by Dean Butterfield. They currently have a 4-0 overall record, 3-0 in conference play. They are the 2A White Pine League. As a team, they're batting .515 on the season, so a nice solid batting average for the Loggers. They've got 1 home run, 3 doubles, 3 triples, or 1 triple, 5 doubles on the season. Their, let's see here, their fielding percentage is .861. They have 10 errors on the year. Their pitching, their ERA is 6.30 with 3 pitchers in their stats. Their top pitcher would be the number 20 of Reese Lusby with a 3.50 earned run average. Now looking at the Lumberjacks, they come into today's game with a 5-1 overall record, 3-0 league play in the Central Idaho League for 3A. Batting average for the Lumberjacks is .365 on the season. fielding percentage for the girls, 8.50, with 18 errors on the year so far, so a little bit high on the error numbers. Lumberjacks earned run average 2.71. Addie Stewart leading the team right now with a 1.87 ERA. You got Adeline Turner, a sophomore, with a 21 earned run average, and Lissa Watkins with 2.74. Adeline Turner will be the starting pitcher here this afternoon to get things going. So that is a quick look at that. We'll take a quick break and come back with your lineups.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Now we are back, going through trying to get a few things written down here. Batting for my batting orders. Okay, we'll take hold on that for a minute. So first we'll take a look at the outfield for St. Mary's as the coaches and captains are meeting at home plate with the umpires. So starting pitcher for this game for Lumberjacks will be Adeline Turner, the sophomore. Terrence Brebner will be behind home plate for the Lumberjacks. Over at first base will be, I don't think Mia was, Mia is So Mia is playing first base. I think she's not batting. So Mia is over at first base. Mia Asbury. Second base, it's Brenna Elliott. Over at third base, we've got Danica Sloper. Shortstop will be Addison Stewart. Up in left field, Kendra Nicholson. In center will be Madison Thomas. And over in right field will be Avery Baird. The batting order for the Loggers, 1 through 9, is Olivia Smith, the catcher, Haley McNeil, the center fielder, Kylie Heitstuman, the shortstop, Jada Andres, the first baseman, Riley Tucker, the left fielder, Elena Vowles, the second baseman, Maddie Smith, the third baseman, Lisa Quaid, the right fielder, and Hatley Sawyer, a designated hitter for the Loggers. So that is your batting order for the Loggers, your defense for the Lumberjacks. And let's see here. Lumberjacks are going to do their warm-up pitches real quick, and we're just about ready to go. We'll take a quick break and come back with the first pitch.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. Country Meats, formerly Scheffelmeyer's, is a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports. Country Meats offers retail meats as well as custom processing of your farm-raised animals. Country Meats has a retail shop in Harrison currently open on Saturdays, or stop by their main shop at 18500 South Lane Road in Cataldo. Check out Country Meats' website, countrymeatsid.com, and follow them on Facebook for updates on hours and special offers. That's Country Meats, formerly Scheffelmeyer's, also proud supporters of the Benoit County Fair. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjack!" And we are back as the first batter steps into the box, and that is Olivia Smith, batting .300 on the season. First pitch from Turner is outside for ball one. Left-handed batter to start off with for the Loggers. Next pitch on the way. Just outside, maybe a little bit high. 2 balls, no strikes for Turner. On deck for the Loggers is McNeil. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to catch that outside corner for a strike. 2-1 count now from Turner to Smith. Turner rocks and fires. Going to get a swing and a miss on that one. Strike 2, evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Smith. Turner rocks and fires. Going to get a foul tip on that one. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Smith. Smith steps back into the box. Adeline rocks and fires the pitch in. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Smith heads back down, picks up her bat, steps back into the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes still to Smith. Next pitch. That one's going to get away from Turner. It's going to go up high, and that'll be ball 4. No, ball 3. Full count. 3-2 count now to Smith. Adeline has to be careful with her pitches here. Smith needs to protect the plate. 3-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be left a little high, ball 4. They'll bring out Haley McNeil. Haley batting .500 on the season for the Loggers. Runner at first, no outs for Potlatch. On deck for the Loggers is Heights Stuman. First pitch, he's going to square around to show bunt. I think she pulled it back. I think it was ball. I think it was ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to McNeil. Next pitch shows bunt. Low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Loggers wearing kind of a light green jersey with yellow socks, yellow highlights. Lumberjacks in their green and gold. Next pitch on the way, that's high and outside for ball 3. Smith will get over on a wild pitch over to third base. So runner in scoring position for the Loggers, top of the first inning, no outs. Haley McNeil, 3 balls, no strikes at the plate for Potlatch. 3-0 pitch on the way. That will be inside and low for ball 4, puts runners at the corners with no outs. She's going to head around to second base. And Lumberjacks almost get a nice throw to home. It's a little bit wide, and Smith's able to get there in time for the score. And McNeil will make it all the way over to third on the throw. So 1 run across here in the top of the first for the Loggers. No outs so far. Runner on second base or on third base for Potlatch. Kylie Heightstuman to the plate. Batting .583 on the season for Potlatch. First pitch from Turner, low for ball 1. One-0 pitch on the way. She shows bunt, leaves it out there, called or a strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count to Heightstuman. On deck is Andres. Next pitch. That one comes across high. 2-1 count now to Heightstuman. Two-one pitch on the way. Low and inside, maybe. 3-1 count now. Turner takes a look over to her coach, looks back in now. 2-1 pitch on the way. Up high, ball 4. Runners at the corners once again for the Loggers. They've got 1 run across, no outs. Jada Andrus to the plate for Potlatch. Batting .500 on the year. She's the first baseman. On deck is Riley Tucker. In the hole is Alina Vowles. First pitch up high. Runner's going to tease coming down the third baseline. Does not. Decides to back up. Heightstuman will advance over to second. On to the pitch, though. Wild pitch there. Runners now at second and third for the Loggers with no outs. Andrus with 1 ball, no strikes. First pitch going to be next pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Might help if I actually turn the crowd mic on. 1-1 pitch on the way from Turner. And get a swing and a miss on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. One-two count to Andrus. Turner rocks and fires the pitch. Gonna get a swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1 out. Give a shout out to Country Fair in St. Mary's over on Main Street. Brian Chase and his crew. All set up for spring. I'm sure they've got your bathing suits you need for when the weather warms up. They've got your Little League baseball and softball needs covered. First pitch to Riley Tucker is going to be a called strike. Riley Tucker is batting .778 on the year. Work boots, all kinds of clothes, everything you need at Country Fair in St. Mary's over on Main Street. That pitch is going to be fouled off for strike 2. On deck is Vowles for the Loggers. Vowles, the second baseman. In the hole is Maddie Smith. 1 out, runners at second and third for the Loggers. 1 run across here in the top of the first inning. Tucker with an 0-2 count. Next pitch from Turner on the way. Going to get a ground ball. Shortstop's going to scoop it up, throw to first in time. 1 run will score. The other score is going to be a high throw to first. So they will get a run in on an error. And it's going to be an error on the first baseman, Asbury, as she threw a little bit high on that throw over to third base, over the head of Sloper. So 3 runs across now for the Loggers here in the top of the first. 2 outs. Nobody on base now. Brings up Vowles. That pitch just misses inside for ball 1. Vowles batting .429 on the season for the Loggers. Turner rocks and fires the pitch. And that's going to be fouled up and over. 1 ball, 1 strike to Vowles. On deck is Smith. In the hole is Quaid for the Loggers. One pitch on the way. Fouled back again. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Vowles. One-two pitch on the way. That one misses up high. 2-2 count now to Vowles. Two pitch on the way, fouled back once again. So we still got a 2 ball, 2 strike count to Vowles. 2 outs, nobody on for the Loggers. They've got 3 runs across in the top of the first. That pitch will be swung on and missed. Strike 3. That will retire the side. There was 3 runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base for the Loggers. In the top of the first, it's 3-0 with the Lumberjacks set to come to the plate. And for St. Mary's, lead Madison Thomas, Avery Baird, and Addison Stewart to lead off 3 for St. Mary's.
Spring is here, and you can make your home beautiful this summer with help from 10th Street Lumber. Besides all the building materials you'll ever need, 10th Street Lumber has landscaping supplies. They have landscaping bricks, concrete bricks, paving bricks, as well as planting materials. So stop by today, whether you're building a deck, a patio, or planting flowers. 10th Street Lumber has it all. 10th Street Lumber at 10th Street and Railroad Avenue, right here in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire?
Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. And we are back. Loggers here in St. Mary's taking on the Lumberjacks in softball action. And the Loggers have a 3-run first inning, top of the first, so they are up 3-0 over the Lumberjacks. And take a look at the outfield for the Loggers. They have Brianna Winther in the pitching circle, earned her an average of 7.50 on the season. Behind home plate, it's Olivia Smith. Over at first base, it's Jada Andrus. Elena Vowles at second base, Maddie Smith at third, Kylie Heitstuman at shortstop, Riley Tucker in left, Haley McNeil in center, and Lisa Quaid in right field. Leading off for the Lumberjacks will be Maddie Thomas. Maddie batting .522 on the season. On deck will be Avery Baird. In the hole, Addison Stewart. The top three are all seniors for the in the lineup for the Lumberjacks, 1 through 3. First pitch to Thomas. Looks like a fastball out of Winther. Going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1. Oh, 0-1 pitch on the way. That is going to be swung on. Up and over and foul for strike 2. So Maddie quickly down in the count. 0-2 to Winther. 0-2 pitch on the way. That one gets away from Winther a little bit, I think. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Thomas. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A dropped third strike, but they'll get the throw over to first in time. And that'll be out number 1 for the Lumberjacks. It'll bring up Avery Baird. Avery batting .357 on the year for the Lumberjacks. Sun pops out from behind some clouds. First pitch going to be high. Outside maybe a little bit. Ball 1. 1-0 pitch. That'll be a strike as she brought that ball down just a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike to Baird. Swing and miss at a nice pitch. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Baird. Oh, 1-2 pitch to Baird. She'll foul that one off. Count remains 1-2 to Baird. On deck is Stewart for the Lumberjacks. Next pitch. That one gets away from Winther. High, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Getting some of those foul balls back to the blue. Behind home plate. Ready to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Baird. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Winther. 2 up, 2 strikeouts. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks. Nobody on. Addison Stewart steps to the plate. Addie leading the team in batting average. .632 on the year. First pitch. Ground ball right to the first baseman, Andrus, and she'll scoop it, step on the plate, and that'll be 3 up and 3 down for the Lumberjacks. Not the first inning that the Lumberjacks would want as they go down 3-0 in the first to the Loggers. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Lumberjacks. Going into the top of the second inning, the Loggers lead at 3-0. It'll be the bottom 3 of the order for Potlatch. Maddie Smith, Lisa Quaid, Hatley Sawyer when we return.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Speeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Speeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. Maddie Smith will be leading off in that number 7 slot for the Loggers here in the top of the second inning. Potlatch leads the Lumberjacks 3-0. Maddie Smith batting .571 on the year for the Loggers. On deck is Quaid, in the hole is Sawyer. Then we'll be back to the top of the order. Adeline Turner still on pitching rubber. Of course, she's only the top of the second, so wouldn't expect a pitching change anyways. Struck out, I think, the last 2 batters, though. First pitch to Maddie Smith is on the way. That one will be popped up, foul, and Mia can't quite get to it. Misreads it just a little bit, I think. Foul ball, strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Smith. 0-1 pitch on the way. Little bit high. I think that was about eye level. 1 ball, 1 strike to Smith. One pitch. Low for ball 2. 2-1 count to Smith. 2-1 pitch. That one ends up in the dirt. 3-1 count to Smith. Three-one pitch on the way. Going to leave that one up high for ball 4. That'll bring up Lisa Quaid, batting .429 on the season, batting that number 8 slot. Loggers only have 1 player, I think, in their starting lineup today that bats under 300, or under 400, I should say. And that's Olivia Smith batting at 300, still a solid batting average. Lisa Quaid gonna take that first pitch as a ball. The Lumberjacks are gonna get the throw down to second, catch Maddie Smith stealing. So 1 out, bases cleared, nobody on for the Loggers. Brings up Quaid back into the box. 1 ball, no strikes. That one is going to be hit by pitch. So runner back on first for the Loggers. Brings up Sawyer, Hatley Sawyer, the designated hitter. She's batting .500 on the year. On deck is Tucker, Smith. First pitch, swing and miss, strike 1. So we'll be back to the top of the order after Sawyer. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. That's going to be a nice little hit, line drive out to the right fielder. Got just out of the reach of the first baseman, Asbury. And puts runners at first and second with just 1 out. Brings up the lefty, Olivia Smith. Smith walked her first at bat. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Nice pitch level-wise, just missed off the plate. 1-0 count to Smith. Pitch on the way. Down low. That one was in a good spot, but it was low. And Hadley Sawyer gets caught off the bag. Not sure where they did that from, but anyways, so they get the runner at first as she went off the bag. Her second base runner didn't head off to third, so she had to try to get back to the first in time, couldn't get there. Oh, that pitch is going to be, I think, a strike, but they're going to get Lisa Quaid on a stolen base from home to third, so some good defense by the Lumberjacks. Gets them 3 outs. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base for the Loggers. It is still 3-0 in favor of Potlatch going into the bottom of the second inning. We'll see Adeline Turner, Brenna Elliott, and Alyssa Watkins at the plate for the Lumberjacks when we return.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Going into the bottom of the second inning, we've got the Loggers up 3-0 over the Lumberjacks here in St. Mary's. Lumberjack softball on 1240 KOFE St. Mary's. Also, you can find the audio on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get updates and notifications when games go live on our YouTube. Leading off for the Lumberjacks, the number 4 batter, Adeline Turner. She's a sophomore. Second best batting average on the team, 474 on the year. A couple of home runs to her credit, too, so far this season. See what she can do against Winther, who pitched very good in that first inning, and that's going to continue with a called strike 1 on the first pitch. Winther threw a total of 11 pitches in that first inning. 0-1 count to Turner. Swinging at a little bit of one that I think might have been kind of like a rise ball. That thing, she swung right underneath it. 0-2 count to Turner. St. Mary's trying to figure Winther out. Didn't get to see who the Potlatch Loggers have played in their first couple of games. That one is ball 1. That earned run average is a little deceiving possibly for Winther, being at 7.50. She's pitching really well. That pitch is up high. 2-2 count now to Turner. Has some pretty good velocity and some movement on her pitches. Next pitch, swing, ground ball into the gap, out to right field. It'll be a base hit for Turner. That'll bring up Brenna Elliott with no outs. Runner at first for the Lumberjacks. Elliott batting in that number 5 slot. Brenna batting .389 on the season. Another senior. Strike 1 called right down the middle. Looked like a bit of a fastball. 0-1 count to Elliott. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. That's to be popped out to left field, and the left fielder misjudged that ball and couldn't get to it. I'm gonna call it a hit. Pop fly, drop just in front of the left fielder. Runners are safe, first and second base. No outs, brings up Alyssa Watkins, the sophomore. She's batting .308 on the season. She's a lefty. First pitch. High and outside. Look like ball one. Sun pops out and warms up out here a little bit. Next pitch on the way. Nice pitch to swing at. Just didn't make contact. Strike one. 1-1 count to Watkins. On deck for the Lumberjacks is Sloper. In the hole is Brebner. 1-1 pitch on the way. Low and inside. Ball two. Winther doesn't waste too much time in between pitches. All business in the pitching circle. Gets her signal. And fires. That was a nice pitch. Fly ball again to that left fielder. It'll drop for a base hit. That one kind of tailed off at the end, making that one hard to kind of judge where it was going to land. And again, just a high fly ball dropping into play. Bases are loaded for the Lumberjacks. Brings up the senior Danica Sloper. Batting number 7 slot. Sloper batting .217 on the year. First pitch to Sloper. Just misses outside for ball one. On deck is going to be Brebner. In the hole is Nicholson. Lumberjacks are in a good spot right now. That'll be a ground ball to the shortstop. The throw home will be in time. We'll call that one a fielder's choice as that was hit out to the shortstop. So bases still loaded for the Lumberjacks with one out. Taryn Brebner to the plate. Brebner batting .176 on the year. She is a junior. First pitch is up high. Ball one. Getting a good bounce off the backstop is the catcher Smith as that ball came right back up to her. Nobody could bounce anywhere. 1-0 count to Brebner. Pitch on the way. Fouled that one off into the parking lot. Hit somebody's right up the front of somebody's Toyota sitting out there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brebner. One pitch on the way. That's a called strike. Nice pitch. Looked like a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Brebner. 1 out. Bases loaded for the Lumberjacks. Kendra Nicholson on deck for St. Mary's. In back to the top of the order if Nicholson gets on. That pitch is down low. Ball 2. 2-2 count now to Brebner. Everybody resets. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be a ball. Low and outside. Runs the count full. 3-2 to Brebner. See if Brebner can get herself a hit or work herself into a walk. Oh, takes a swing at that last one. Strike 3. That one was low and outside. I think it would have been ball 4. 2 outs for the Lumberjacks with bases loaded. Brings up Kendra Nicholson. Nicholson batting .200 on the season. She's a junior. First pitch to Nicholson. Strike 1 called on a fastball. 0-1 count to Nicholson. St. Mary's doesn't want to squander the opportunity here with bases loaded. They'd like to bring a run or 2 in with this, but they're pitching pretty good from Winther. Strike 2 and a swing and miss on the next pitch to Nicholson. Oh, 2 pitch. Low and outside. 1-2 now to Nicholson. If Nicholson can get on base, it'll be up at the top of the order. Thomas on deck for St. Mary's. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And although the Lumberjacks load the bases, they couldn't get anybody brought home. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. And the score into the top of the third is still Potlatch leading 3-0. It'll be the top of the order for the Loggers. Olivia Smith, Haley McNeil, and Kylie Heitstuman when we return.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location.
That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. And we are back. Lumberjacks in the top of the second inning played some really good defense. Got 3 outs on the defensive side of things with some, I guess you'd call them pickoffs or caught stealing. Score remains 3-0 in favor of the Loggers. Top of the order, it's Olivia Smith, the lefty. I think she was at the plate when the last out was made in the top of that inning. That first pitch to Smith is going to be outside and low for ball 1. She did walk her first at bat. Turner has thrown 43 pitches so far. That one gets away from her up high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes now to Smith. Oh, 2-0 count to Smith. Turner looks in, gets her signals from Brebner, sets the pitch on the way. Again, too high on that one. 3 balls, no strikes. Rio pitch to Smith on the way. That one will miss just up a little bit. Ball 4. That'll bring up McNeil, who walked her first at bat as well, with Heitstuman on deck for the Loggers. That's going to be a called strike on the inside. Runner will get over to second, though, as the ball got away from Brebner for a second off her glove. That was an inside corner on that strike. 0-1 count to McNeil. Runner at second base for the Loggers. No outs here in the top of the third. That pitch gets away up high for ball 1. Wild pitch will advance Smith over to third base. 1-1 count to McNeil. McNeil back into the box, ready to go. Turner looks in, toes the rubber, rocks and fires. That pitch is low and behind the batter, and Smith will come in on a wild pitch. 2-1 count now to McNeil. Loggers extend their lead 4-0 over the Lumberjacks here in the top of the third. Two-one pitch on the way. Up high once again. 3-1 count to McNeil. Oh, no, they said that was ball 4. I must have missed one of those. Coach Watkins going to go out and go ahead and make a pitching change now. Coming into pitch will be Watkins. And we'll see. It looks like we're going to see some changes. Oh, that's not Watkins. That is Stewart going to pitch. Brenna Elliott goes over to short. And we'll see who goes over to second base. We'll take a break while Stuart warms up.
With a P1SCU Ascend checking account, you get more than great dividends. Imagine having an entire branch in your pocket. Who needs a checkbook when you have a digital wallet? The only thing I check these days are my dividends.
Access your account anytime, anywhere. Simplify your life and start earning more with Ascend Checking. Get yours today at p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, your community, your credit union. Insured by NCUA.
And we are back, and I gotta see. I think Watkins went over to second base, I believe. First pitch from Stewart's down low for ball one. Stolen base for McNeil. Lumberjacks a team 2.71 ERA. Addie Stewart a 1.87 earned run average. Low and inside, ball two. Just got to get warmed up. Takes a minute. 5 pitches or so on that little warm up is not really enough to get fully warmed up. So we got a 2-ball, no strike count. That's going to be a called strike. Runner will advance to third, gets a stolen base there. St. Mary's kind of caught sleeping a little bit there on the defensive side of things as McNeil gets over to third. 2-1 count to Height-Stuman. No outs. Runner at third for the Loggers. 1 run across for Potlatch here in the top of the third. 4-0, the Loggers lead. High and outside on that one. 3-1 count to Height-Stuman. On deck is Andrus. In the hole is Tucker. That's going to be a called strike. Runs the count full 3-2. Height-Stuman thought that was going to be a ball 4 high. Didn't get the call she was expecting. 3-2 count to Height-Stuman. Next pitch on the way. Little blooper into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And it'll bring in a run on the RBI as well. Loggers extend their lead. 5-0 over the Lumberjacks. Top of the third. Jada Andrus to the plate. Struck out swinging in her first bat. On deck is Tucker. In the hole is Vowles. Stewart doing some housekeeping out there on the rubber. First pitch on the way. A swing and a miss to Andrus. Strike one. Stewart sets, readies herself. The pitch on the way. That'll be hit into center field. Coming over to make the catch is Thomas for the first out. Nice job by Thomas coming over from center field to make that catch. Maddie, our Taco About It player of the game from the last games that St. Mary's played against Priest River. Got to get her certificate so she can go get some tacos from Taco About It. Riley Tucker steps up, rounded out her first at bat, going to lay down a bunt. Oh, and Addie's going to bobble that. We're going to have to call an error there. It was going to be like a sacrifice bunt, I think. And Addie didn't cleanly field that ball and get it picked up, and the runner's safe at first. So 2 on with 1 out. Tucker at first, Height-Stuman at second base, brings up Elena Vowles. She struck out swinging her first at bat. Loggers with 2 runs across in the top of the third, give them a 5-0 lead over the Lumberjacks. First pitch going to be a called strike. One of our other sponsors, Potlatch Delta Corporation here in St. Mary's, want to thank them for their support, not only of our broadcast, but of the community in general. That's going to be a foul ball, 0-2. Potlatch Delta supports a lot of the nonprofits. They do donate to a lot of the nonprofits here in St. Mary's. One of the big ones you may know is the Booster Club. Booster Club started building that complex a few years back over at the high school for baseball, softball, and soccer. Swing to miss on the next pitch, strike 3. And Potlatch Deltic raised it. Not only donated some of their own money, but I think they had their employees donate money to it as well. And they're a big part of that complex over there. That's why it's named Potlatch Deltic Sports Complex. I'm just waiting to get things going out there so we can play on that field. That'll be a hit out into right field. Avery Baird going to scoop it up, going to get the throw in. They're going to go to third instead, and everybody will be safe. The run comes across. Nice hit by Maddie Smith for the Loggers. Another run comes across for the Loggers, giving them a 6-0 lead over the Lumberjacks. Runners at second and third, brings up Quaid. She was hit by pitcher first at bat. That'll be a line drive right back to the pitcher. The throw will be in time. That will retire the sides, but the Loggers add 3 more runs to their tally. They've got 3 runs on 2 hits in that inning, with 1 Lumberjack error, 2 left on base. The score going into the bottom of the third, the Loggers lead at 6-0 over St. Mary's. Lumberjacks at the top of their order. They need to get things going. It'll be Madison Thomas, Avery Baird, and Addison Stewart when we return.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary. Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24 plus years of experience and served from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
There we are back. It'll be Maddie Thomas out on a drop third strike in her first at bat. She's seen Winther already on that first at bat, so let's see if she can get this pitcher figured out. That one's going to be fouled off and backwards for strike 1. 0-1 count to Thomas. Next pitch. Down low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Winther pitching very well. 13 balls, 23 strikes. Total of 36 pitches through 2 innings. Next pitch is tagged high and deep. Tucker going to find it and make the catch this time. Her confidence not shaken from those 2 that plopped down kind of close to her earlier. Like I said, those ones kind of tailed off on her, those first couple ones. Made them hard to figure out where they were going to come down at. She didn't have no problem locating that one. 1 out for the Lumberjacks. Avery Baird steps to the plate, struck out swinging her first at bat. On deck is Stewart for the Lumberjacks. Gonna check up on that one, not quite go around. Gonna be ball 1 high. Lumberjacks have got to get the bats going. They've got to get on base here as they trail 6-0. Next pitch going to be a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Each team with 3 hits so far. A lot of the damage for the Loggers have come off of the walks in that first couple of innings. Now that one's going to be fouled back. I did park back there, so it always makes me nervous when one flies over there and I don't hear it hit off the top of the shed first. 1-2 count to Baird. Going to pause that for a second, get one of the foul balls out to the umpire. Now they're ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Baird. Has to protect. And that's a swing, and that's going to be hit foul. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. If that would have just stayed about 2 feet to the right, that might have been a fair ball. Well, it would have been a fair ball, and it might have been a single because it was just into a spot that was tough for everybody to get to. 1-2 count to Baird. Oh, chasing the high one there, going to be struck out on the swing, and that's 2 down. Brings up Addie Stewart for the Lumberjacks. Grounded out her first at bat. On deck is Turner. First pitch inside and high, ball 1. It actually might be Turner that's at second base. I'm going to have to double check when we get our change in outside and low, ball 2. 2-0 count to Stewart. Up high again. 3-0 count to Stewart. She's in control right now of this at bat. See if she can get on base. 3-0 pitch on the way from Winther. That's a nice pitch, fouled back. Strike 1. 3-1 count to Stewart. Addie Stewart really up at the front of the batter's box. And right up close to the everything. Down low, ball 4. Addie will earn herself a walk down to first base. Brings up Turner. Turner singled into right fielder first at bat. On deck will be Elliott. Lumberjacks are in a little bit of a hole here. They've got a lot of work to do to catch back up. They are down 6-0 to the Loggers, and this is where you want to maybe get that comeback started. First pitch, ground ball to the third baseman. She's going to scoop the throw to first in time. And that will retire the side. Lumberjacks still can't get things rolling for them. That was no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Into the top of the 4th. St. Mary's trails 6-0 to the Loggers. And it'll be the number 9 batter, Hatley Sawyer, the DH, at the plate when we return.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Yeah, we are back. Once again, we'll have Hatley Sawyer leading off at the bottom of the order for the Loggers. Had a single our first at bat. Single was out to right field, just past the outstretched glove of Asbury. Loggers leading at 6-0 here in the top of the 4th. St. Mary's has 4 innings to try to come back in this one. They've got to keep the Loggers from scoring here in this inning, though. First pitch will be a swing and a miss for strike 1. Pitching and defense is going to be key for the Lumberjacks here in these late innings. And not to mention, of course, on the offensive side, they've got to get on base and get some runs across. 0-1 count. Ground ball going to be to the shortstop, Elliott. The throw is going to be a 1, not even a 1-hopper, actually. Good catch by Mia getting that off the ground. Ground out to... not 2-6. 3-6-3 put out. Now back to the top of the order. Olivia Smith for the Loggers steps to the plate, the lefty. She's been on 2 walks here in her first 2 appearances at the plate. First time facing Stewart. First pitch is going to catch that outside corner for strike 1 at the knees. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball right. Oh, gonna get between the legs of Elliott. Yeah, gonna have to probably call that an error. Runner will be held up at first. Just didn't quite get that glove down in front of the ball. One on, one out. Brings up McNeil. And McNeil with 2 walks. First time seeing Stewart. Pitch is high for ball 1. Runner steals the base over to second. Get that throw down a little. That's a lot closer play at second base. 1-0 count to McNeil. Runner at first, 1 out. That pitch is going to come across the called strike. 1-1 count to McNeil. One pitch to McNeil. Ground ball into the gap. That'll be a base hit. Runner's going to come around. They're going to score on that. RBI single. And the Loggers add another one. 7-0 as they lead here in the top of the 4th. First pitch to Heitstuman, low for ball 1. McNeil makes it all the way over to third on that. 1-0 count to Heitstuman, 1 out. That'll be fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike to Heitstuman. One count to Heitstuman. Runner on third, 1 out for the Loggers here in the top of the 4th. The Loggers lead at 7-0. That pitch is going to be a fly ball. Coming over and calling for it to make the catch will be Watkins for out number 2 on the pop out. 2 outs for the Loggers. Brings up Andrus. Strikeout swinging and a fly out for her. On deck will be Tucker. Steps in is Andrus, ready for the first pitch, on the way. Leaves out a little bit high, does Stewart. 1-0 count. Next pitch, fly ball. Calling it and making the catch from shortstop will be Elliott. And that will retire the signs. There was 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error on the Lumberjacks, 1 left on base. And the bottom of the 4th, it will see the Loggers with a 7-0 lead over St. Mary's. And by middle of the order for the Lumberjacks, Berna Elliott, Lissa Watkins, Danica Sloper, the next 3 up when we return.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Other places make you pay extra for that, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less. Book your appointment at leschwab.com. Terms and conditions apply. See leschwab.com for details.
And we are back here at St. Mary's Lumberjack, or St. Mary's City Park Fields. Lumberjack softball here on 1240 KOFE. Brenna Elliott to the plate for St. Mary's. Bottom of the fourth. She's going to swing at that first pitch and hits it down the left field line. It'll be caught by Tucker for the first out. So one down. That'll bring up Alyssa Watkins for the Lumberjacks. Singled in her first at bat out to left field. And it's going to be a foul ball down that third base line. Hard hit grounder. On deck for Lumberjacks will be Sloper. In the hole is Brebner. One out, nobody on for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the fourth. 7-0 Lumberjacks trail. Ooh, she thought about swinging, decided not to, thinking that was going to miss high and outside, and they're going to get the strike call on that one. 0-2 count. Nice pitch from Winthrop. 0-2 count. That one's going to be fouled off. And hit that ball over into the JV warm-ups. 0-2 count to Watkins. Has to battle here at the plate. 0-2 pitch. That'll be a ground ball. It's going to be bobbled around by Smith, and she's still going to beat out the runner. Nice recovery by Maddie Smith as that ball bounced all around, like off her shoulder, her elbow. It just about hit the whole right side of her body. Still was able to gather that ball up and get the throw to first in time. 2 down for the Lumberjacks. And going to get a base hit out of Danica Sloper. She had a fielder's choice that she reached on in her first at bat. That time she gets the solid single on the grounder up the middle. Brings up Brebner. Brebner struck out swinging her first at bat. 2 outs. Runner at first for the Lumberjacks. Bottom of the order. Taryn Brebner, Kendra Nicholson. If they both get on base, it'll be back to the top to Thomas. Brebner going to line up that first one, and that's just barely going to get fouled. That ball was going right down that baseline. Got to about a foot before the bag and decided to hit a little rock or something and kick itself out of play. 0-1 count to Brebner. That was very close to a base hit. That pitch is going to miss a little high, maybe outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Brebner. Going to take a swing at that one and strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Brebner. Winther gets the signals. The 1-2 pitch on the way. That one misses outside. Evens the count at 2-2. Pitch on the way. Brad drops third strike. Can she beat the throw out? And no, she'll be, I believe, safe. Drop third. And Danica Sloper gets over to third on that. Going to get a courtesy runner for Brebner. Brooklyn Scheffelmeyer out to first. So the Lumberjacks have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Nicholson steps to the plate. Nicholson struck out swinging in her first at bat. See if Nicholson can bring a run across for the Lumberjacks and get St. Mary's back into the top of their lineup. Going to swing and miss. Strike 1 at that first pitch. There's a mistake by the Loggers, brings a run across. The error on Potlatch there. Trying to throw that, getting the ball back out to the pitcher. Got past her out in the center field. It brought home the run for the Lumberjacks. That pitch misses up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one will be fouled off. 1-2 count to Nicholson. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one misses up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one will be fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nicholson as she fights at the plate. That poor little Toyota's already had 2 balls hit it over there. 2-2 count to Nicholson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. St. Mary's comes up with 1 run, though. There was 1 hit, 1 error by the Loggers, and 1 left on base. Lumberjacks still down 7-1 to the Loggers into the top of the 5th inning. It'll be the number 5 batter, Riley Tucker, to the plate when we return.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Yeah, we are back here at St. Mary's City Park Field. The Loggers lead the Lumberjacks 7-1 in softball action. Riley Tucker to the plate, ground out, reached on an error. That first swing is going to be ground ball. That's going to be just a slow roller. That's going to be a base hit. And that ball was just slowly rolling out there. Stewart couldn't quite get to it in time, I don't think, to make the throw. Alina Vowles to the plate, 2 strikeouts swinging for her, and that I think is a foul ball, strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Vowles. On deck is Smith for the Loggers. That is hit to the left fielder, Kendra Nicholson, and she gets the out on the line drive out. Brings up Smith. Smith walked and singled. Takes a swing at that first pitch. Strike 1. 1 out for the Loggers. Runner on first. Got Riley Tucker sitting on first base. Maddie Smith at the plate with an 0-1 count. Lisa Quaid will be on deck, right fielder. Batting in the number 8 slot. Next pitch on the way. Swing and didn't get it. Yeah, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Smith. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Blooper of a pop fly, going to be right into the hands of Stewart for out number 2. 2 down. Brings up Quaid. Quaid hit by pitch and ground out in her first 2 at-bats. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 count to Quaid. On deck is Sawyer. Then it'll be back to the top of the order if they both get on base. Stewart looks in. Pitch on the way. Oh, and hit by pitch. Second time the poor girl's been hit by pitch here. That one caught her in the ankle, I think. Runners at first and second for the Loggers. Designated hitter Sawyer steps to the plate. She had a single in her first at bat, grounded out her second at bat. Quaid trying to walk that off over there. They're going to look to see if they can get a courtesy runner, I think, or a pinch runner for her. I think it's a courtesy runner. Jaden Sessman will run for Quaid. 2 outs, runners at first and second. That pitch misses outside, ball 1. Lumberjacks would like to get out of this inning with no runs scored from the Loggers. That one misses high. 2 balls, no strikes to Sawyer. They try to throw down there to Asbury. Popped out of her glove, but no harm, no foul. 2-0 count to Sawyer. Gonna be a fly ball. Oh no, Thomas is gonna boot that for a second. They're gonna get the throw to first and they're to third and they're gonna get the out. I'm not sure if that run counted. I think it might have because it, okay, I think he's saying it did. So we'll call that in play. Call it a single. Let's call the run across. Tagged out, and that one, so they, I'm pretty sure the umpire was indicating that the run counted, so they got 1 run across on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. That probably, maybe could have been an error on Maddie Thomas. She booted that, but anyways, the score is 8-1 going into the bottom of the 5th inning. St. Mary's has some ground to make up, and we'll see if they can do it. Starting at the top of the order, Maddie Thomas, Avery Baird, Addison Stewart, the next 3 at the plate when we return.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
And we are back. Maddie Thomas stepping to the plate for the 3rd time today. She is 0 for 2 so far. On deck will be Avery Baird, waiting for the first pitch from Winther. Going to be a big swing and a miss at that first pitch. Nice looking pitch. Good one to swing at for Thomas. Just swung over the top of it, I think. 0-1 count to Thomas. That one's going to be fouled back for strike 2. Lumberjacks can't get outs early here in their lineup. They need to get on base if they want to make the comeback here. They are down by 7 runs, 8-1. That pitch, nice looking, just misses outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Thomas. 2-1 pitch on the way. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes now as Thomas battling back here, and the count evens it up. Two pitch on the way. That one's going to be up high, so after 2 quick strikes, it is now a full count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Winther gets herself out of that one. 1 out brings up Baird with Stewart on deck for the Lumberjacks. Baird 2 strikeouts in her first 2 at-bats. First pitch called strike at the knees. 0-1 count to Baird. Lumberjacks having a little bit of trouble getting their bats going today. That one is up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. St. Mary's on a 4 or 5 game win streak. In danger of that coming to an end today. That one misses outside, maybe a little low. 2 balls, 1 strike to Baird. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 2-2 count to Baird. It is softball. We've seen some interesting things happen in these games as far as comebacks or come from behinds. That is tagged deep into right field. That should be at least a double for Baird. She's going to round second, heading to third, and we're going to give her the triple. First big hit of the game for the Lumberjacks. So with 1 out, Avery Baird sitting over at third base. Addison Stewart, who has not had, she's 0 for 1. She's had 2 plate appearances, 1 at bat. She's a ground out and a walk. We know that Addie can put him over the fence. First pitch on the way, big swing, and swings underneath it, strike 1. Maybe a little bit of a lift on that, maybe a little bit of a rise ball. Addie again right up at the front of that batter's box. 0-1 pitch. Line drive foul down the third base line. Now she's down in the count 0-2 to Winther. Now she's got a battle. 0-2 count. Gonna cry. That was kind of a low one, but she's gonna smoke that out in the center field for the RBI single. Kind of a low pitch, but she got the contact. 1 run across for the Lumberjacks, make the score 8-2. Brings up Adeline Turner. Adeline singled her first at bat, then had a ground out to the third baseman in her second at bat. On deck is Elliott, in the hole is Watkins. Going to swing on that first one, fouls it up and over the backstop. Strike 1 to Turner. Lumberjacks are running out of innings to chip away at this, so they really need about a 3 or 4 run inning here in the bottom of the 5th as they trail 8-2. High and inside. Ooh. That was a close play out there at second base. But Addie Stewart gets the steal. 1 ball, 1 strike to Turner. That is up high. 2-1 count. Turner, another one of those ones, has a couple of home runs on the season. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Turner. Two count to Turner. Oh, gotta get her looking on a strike 3 on that outside corner. I think she thought it was going to be called low, and it is not. Strike 3 looking on that one. Brings up Elliott. 2 outs. Runner at second base for the Lumberjacks. Elliott a single and a fly out. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1 for Elliott. Stewart tried to tease a little bit to get to third base. Gets chased back over to second. Lumberjacks would love to get another run in. 0-1 pitch. That's a high fly ball on the infield. It'll be caught by Height-Stuman for the out. Lumberjacks can only muster 1 run in the bottom of the 5th inning. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Lumberjacks still trail 8-2. 2 innings left to try to make something happen for them. They need to play some good defense here in these next 2 innings. It'll be Olivia Smith leading off when we return for the Loggers. Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
And we are back. Took a quick look just to see 5 of the 8 runs for the Loggers have been earned runs. Those 3 runs that are unearned make a pretty big difference, actually. That is a difference between a 5-2 score. Brings up Olivia Smith, 2 walks and an error in her at-bat, or plate appearances. Top of the order for the Loggers. First pitch is low for ball 1. 1-0 pitch on the way. A nice pitch from Addie. Right down the middle, 1 ball, 1 strike to Stewart, or to Smith. That one's going to miss inside. 2-1 count. That one misses inside as well. 3-1 count to Smith. The 3-1 pitch on the way. Foul ball down the third base line. Runs the count full. 3-2 to Smith. St. Mary's, I think, just batting over 200 on the day. The Loggers just over 300 is what their batting average is. 273 for Lumberjacks. I think it was 316 for the Loggers. That's going to be a foul tip on that next one. 3-2 count to Smith. Three-two pitch, ground ball, shortstop, Elliott can't get the throw to first in time. I don't know what happened there, honestly. There's no error, but it was just a ball seemed to hit sharp enough to get to first, or the shortstop in time to get the throw to first in time, but Smith, with some speed, beat the throw out. Nobody out. Runner on first for the Loggers brings up McNeil. McNeil hit a singular last at bat. She's going to get a strike called on her. Lumberjacks trying to get that throw over to second time. Stolen base for Smith. Lumberjacks have had some pretty good defensive plays today on catching people either stealing or trying to get to an extra bag. That one's going to be high. Oh, it's going to be the error there on the Lumberjacks. We'll bring another run across. She gets the stolen base, does Smith, and then an error. And I don't know who had that error. Trying to throw it over to third base. They threw it in the dirt. So that run comes across. Ball 2 now to McNeil, I believe. 2-1 strike to or 2-1 count to McNeil. No outs. 1 run across for the Loggers. Nobody on now for Potlatch. Loggers lead us 9-2. That pitch going to be a strike. 2-2 count to McNeil. On deck for the Loggers is Height Stuman. Andrus in the hole. Ground ball. Shortstop. Elliott off the game a little bit today, as she's going to probably have to give an error on that one. That would have been maybe a close play at the plate, but at first, but got to give yourself the chance. Have that ball pop out of her glove. And get a stolen base by McNeil. Ball high on the pitch to Heitstuman. Heitstuman a walk, a single, and a fly out. Still no outs for the Loggers. Runner at second base here in the top of the sixth inning. One run across for Potlatch as they try to get that lead back out there. That'll be a ground ball right to the pitcher. The throw to first in time. Runner will advance over to third, putting him in the scoring position. Brings up. Wait a minute. No, Heitstuman was out. Okay, I got undo. That'll be a ground ball into the gap by Andrus. That'll bring in a run. So nice hit by Jada Andrus after having 2 flyouts and a strikeout swing. Puts that one into play on a ground ball up the middle. And brings in another run. Loggers up 10-2. Riley Tucker making things harder on the Lumberjacks. They're going to need a big couple of innings if they want to make this game close at the end. That first pitch to Tucker going to be fouled off for strike one. Tucker a ground out, an error, and a single. Fouls on deck for the Loggers. That's going to be a called strike. Oh, just going to beat the throw to second on the stolen base. Actually, need to change that up. I have Turner is over at second. Third base going to get the throw. It's going to be sailed over the head of the first baseman. And we're going to have a run score on an error. And the runner advanced over to second base. Loggers up 11-2 over St. Mary's. 1 out. Brings up Bowles. And a line drive out her last at bat. She's 0 for 3. First pitch outside corner, strike 1. Ground ball right back to the pitcher Stewart. Throw to first in time. Lumberjacks have 6 errors on the day as well, so that's hurt them. They've had the 6 errors, a couple of walks, and that's made things tough on them today. Brings up Maddie Smith, 1 for 2. Ground ball. Going to boot that off the glove of Watkins. And I think we've got to give another error there. Runner comes across. Runner safe. So 2 outs, though. And it is now 12-2 in favor of the Loggers. Lumberjacks, if they can get the third out here, they'd have to put 1 run across at least in the bottom of the 6th in order to extend the game. New batter up as it's going to be Jaden Sessman. We hope that Quaid is okay after getting that ball to the ankle area. Strike. I think there was already a pitch I missed. I think it's Coach for the Loggers calls timeout. Gets his batter over to him. Trying to get her to calm down in that batter's box. It was a 0-2 count to Sessman. Ground ball. Third baseman are going to throw to first, second. Safe. In play. There's going to be a single. That's what I'm going to call it. Brings up Sawyer. DH. Hit a single her last at bat. She's 2 for 3. 2 singles and a ground out in her trips to the plate today. 9 hits for the Loggers here in this game. St. Mary's was 6. Down low inside, ball 1. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike at that one. Runners, our ball get just away from it, pops out of Brebner's glove just a little bit. 2 runners runners advance to second and third base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sawyer. Ground ball, that's caught right off the top of the ground. That's the line drive. Nice snag there by Addie Stewart. Lumberjacks now have a lot of work cut out for them as they need to at least get 1 run across if they want to take this game all the way into the 7th inning. But they are down by 10, 12-2. We'll be back.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette-Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette-Record, pick up a copy today. Yeah, we are back, and a new pitcher in for the Loggers is the number 24 of Maddie Smith. An earned run average on the season of 7.35, trying to close things out here for the Loggers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lefty Lissa Watkins stepping up for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's needs to plate at least 1 run in this inning. Bottom of the order, though, for the Lumberjacks. First pitch going to be a called strike. We're at Watkins, Sloper, Brebner, and Nicholson, the next 4 up for the Lumberjacks. Strike 2 called. A little bit of heat from Smith. 0-2 count to Watkins. Next pitch. Fouled off. Count remains 0-2. Trying to bring Smith in to close things out. Lumberjacks have to throw a little wrench in it. They have to learn a new pitcher real quick. Down in the dirt. 1-2 count. That one hit the catcher in the shoulders. You got to walk that one off. We'll take a quick break as they check on their catcher. Country Meats, formerly Scheffelmeyer's, is a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports. Country Meats offers retail meats as well as custom processing of your farm-raised animals. Country Meats has a retail shop in Harrison currently open on Saturdays, or stop by their main shop at 18500 South Lane Road in Cataldo. Check out Country Meats' website, countrymeatsid.com, and follow them on Facebook for updates on hours and special offers. That's Country Meats, formerly Scheffelmeyer's, also proud supporters of the Benoit County Fair. And we are back. They get things sorted out. That pitch misses out low. Ball 2. Olivia Smith had that ball kind of hit her in the, might have even hit her in the hand. 2-2 count to Watkins. Outside. Full count, 3-2. Watkins can get on base here with a walk or a hit. That'll be good for the Lumberjacks. Full count pitch on the way. Outside corner. I think she swung too, though. Strike 3, and that'll retire Watkins. Brings up Sloper. Sloper had a single her last at bat. That's a called strike at the knees. Kind of a hard pitch to try to swing at. That ball is really close to that being a little bit too low in my unprofessional opinion, because I'm not an umpire. High, kind of a nice pitch there from Smith. Got her, I don't know if it'd call it chase that one, but still, strike 2. 0-2 count to Sloper. That's a base hit for Sloper. She swings on that one and puts it up into the middle, into center field. Nice medium hit ground ball. Puts Sloper over at first base with 1 out. Brings up Taryn Brebner. Brebner is 0 for 2. I think she reached on that drop third strike at her last at bat. Nicholson on deck. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Brebner. Next pitch. Ground ball right to the first baseman. They're going to get the double play. Nice job by the Loggers on that as the first baseman scoops it up. Throws it over to, let me see if I can get this done right here on the triple play. That's not looking like it's giving me the right options. We'll take a break and we'll give you that final play, but it was a nice double play. It was grounded to the first baseman. The first baseman scoops it, throws it to second base, and then the second baseman gets it back to the first baseman in time for that third out. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and recap.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjack!"
Spring is here, and you can make your home beautiful this summer with help from 10th Street Lumber. Besides all the building materials you'll ever need, 10th Street Lumber has landscaping supplies. They have landscaping bricks, concrete bricks, paving bricks, as well as planting materials. So stop by today, whether you're building a deck, a patio, or planting flowers, 10th Street Lumber has it all. 10th Street Lumber at 10th Street and Railroad Avenue, right here in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, Please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
And we are back at the Lumberjacks fall 12-2 to the visiting Loggers, and what could be described probably as some defensive miscues and unearned runs that really helped the Loggers get that lead out to 12-2. I think I've seen six earned runs for the Loggers with 6 unearned runs. St. Mary's committing at least 7 errors that I recorded in the contest, and the Loggers only 1 error, so just a kind of a tough game for Lumberjacks' first game back from spring break. Couldn't get the bats going very well either. St. Mary's did have 7 hits, though. So, I mean, they had 7 hits. The Loggers had 9 hits, so it was really close. But still, St. Mary's still just struggled a little bit at the plate today. Some good pitching from Potlatch. The Loggers scored 12 runs on 9 hits, 1 Potlatch error, and 6 left on base. St. Mary's scores 2 runs on 7 hits, 7 errors by the Lumberjacks with 6 left on base for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks batted .280 on the day, so well below what their average is. They batted their top batting average player was Danica Sloper with a .667 on the afternoon. Pitching-wise, Addison Stewart finishes the game up. She had 2 earned runs in the game, and Adeline Turner was the starting pitcher. She had 4 earned runs in the contest. Turner struck out 2. Stewart struck out 1. And Turner had 6 walks and 1 hit by pitch, I believe. Stewart had 1 hit by pitch and no walks, but did have 8 hits against her. I think our player of the game is going to go to the Taco About It player of the game, brought to you by Taco About It across the street from Triple X Speeds. We'll go just looking at my stuff real quick. It'll go to Danica Sloper, who had the .667 batting average. She had 1 run on 2 hits, 2 singles, and no RBIs, though. So we'll give Danica the player of the game from Taco About It. Over to the Loggers, they had an average of .321 today. And their first pitcher was Brianna Winther. Earned runs 1. She struck out 9 batters, walked 1, and allowed 6 hits. And finishing things up was Maddie Smith, 1 strikeout, 1 hit, and that was all it took. And pretty good day, a pretty good, impressive team there for the Loggers varsity team. They are now 4-5-0, I think. In what was their record coming into today? I forget. So the Loggers go to 5-0 overall, and the Lumberjacks will go to 5-2 overall. I actually think it's 5-3. I think there's a game missing. St. Mary's lost 2 games at that tournament they played at the beginning of the season, so I think it might be 5-3. Lumberjacks' next action on the road to take on Timberlake on Thursday, and then on the road on Saturday to go to Orofino. And like I said, we do plan on going up and covering the Orofino games. We do have some spots open for single game sponsorships if there's anybody interested in doing that. Everything we get helps get us to and from these games. So if there's anybody out there that would like to be a single game sponsor, hit us up. Let us know through Facebook or something like that. Find us in person. But I think that's going to do it for us for this game. There's still a JV game coming up. Hopefully, if the rain holds off. It's looking kind of ugly out here. 12-2, Lumberjacks fall to the Loggers. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up here from St. Mary's City Park Fields. Another quick shout out to a couple of other sponsors, Potlatch Delta Corporation and the Country Fair in St. Mary's.
Thank you for tuning in to another broadcast of high school sports on KOFE 1240 AM St. Mary's, your home for high school sports broadcast. We want to take a moment to thank our sports broadcast sponsors and hope that you'll do the same. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Until next time, have a great rest of your day.